would you mind if I go visit her place for a bit?
Not at all.
To learn a few things.
Of course.
Alright, sir. Thank you. And Marin is like, yes, this is perfect. We can just ride dog. And Steve is like, But she just sort of like grabs him and just drags him along. And she's like, she yells at you, I'll bring him back once we're done. Don't worry, I'll take care of him. And
consider my request, Marin.
Yeah. And she just drags him with her up the T-Rex and just runs off. With very high speeds. T-Rex are incredibly fast. And you feel like someone just sort of kidnapped your goblin.
He'll be back.
Was that the right decision? No one
so.
came out with Steve.
Steve seemed happy, she seemed happy.
Steve seemed less happy when he got dragged up the T-Rex.
He'll get used to it. As of now, Steve is just simply brewing and doing what he'll be doing with her, so...
Horse.
Brother Isaac's like, are we gonna have to mount the rescue operation?
Gonna have to figure out what to do with these half-gnome goblin babies.
Jesus.
Oh, God. As long as that
crazy
brewing and alchemy
crazy
and
lizard war,
spellcasting.
crazy cult, crazy dragon, and now possibly a crazy half-gnome, half-goblin.
Welcome to D&D.
These are meant to legend very quickly.
Oh dear. Alright. Litrix just sort of... He didn't really say anything. He was kind of standing next to the horses, trying to keep them calm. And he looks at you guys and he says, you know, whenever I think I've seen it all, you just top it again. I'm a T-Rex. Stealing... Steve.
Are you... Wait, Litrix, are you telling me you might be enjoying our company?
Yeah. I mean, it's always fun around you guys, especially when you get hit on the noggin.
I do enjoy being hit on the noggin. Let's go, shall we?
He gives you a weird look, shakes his head, and gets the horses to get going, who seem to be very happy to get out of this area. They did not enjoy encountering a T-Rex at all.
I did.
Alright. You continue on, and after about 2 more hours, you reach the edge of the marsh. And once again, you are met with the problem that there is no way you can take your carriage with you any further.
Remember, the marshes are my favorite terrain. So once we start walking, we can still travel at normal speed.
Yeah, you can still travel at normal speed, but just taking the carriage is just not gonna happen.
Can I keep my horse with me?
Yeah, you can keep your horses with you. You can load the crates onto the horses. You'll be going a bit slower, but it should be alright. But you will have to leave the carriage behind at this point. Do you let the poor cultist, who by now also has woken up again? Do you let him walk? Do you put him on the back of a horse? Do you drown him in the swamp? What's...
As far as I'm concerned, leaving him in the carriage is no better than leaving in Fisherman Sam's hut. So let's put him on the back of my horse and we'll take him with us. Who knows,
Right.
maybe he'll be friends with Ned.
Right.
If
You...
he's still alive.
You keep walking, and honestly, this time around, there's nothing really going on. Nothing bad is jumping out at you. The path is fairly easy to walk on, and eventually you are met by a lizard folk patrol, who they call out to you, and they say like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" And Litrix greets them and basically clears things up. And they escort you back to the lizard folk hideout. And Rotha, you've not been there yet. It's sort of essentially a big a hill that has had lots of rooms and paths dug out, and it's surprisingly nice. You would have maybe thought that in the swamp it might be damp or anything, but it's warm, it's dry. There are a lot of fabric curtains hanging around, and it's surprisingly pleasant. And you are led again pretty much straight to the throne room where the queen is waiting for you. And she says, friends, you've returned. And with some crates in your possession, it seems.
Absolutely. I told you we would gather some weapons, and we have gathered some weapons for you.
Your assistance is highly appreciated. With this, we might actually stand a chance.
And of course, Litrix helped.
Yeah, he looks really proud. He's like, yep, he helped. I helped. And she smiles and she says, I'm very glad to have such helpful lizard men in my court. And she winks at him and she says, we definitely have to find you a proper reward for all your hard work.
Maybe at the head of your army, my dear. He seems like quite the fighter, from what I've noticed.
You say that, and you Litrix looks at you with the biggest look of terror. He's like, "You did not just suggest that. What is wrong with you?" And she laughs and she says, "Well, maybe if he proves himself a bit more in battle, he might one day be able to challenge our current war chief. But for now, I believe that title is best left where it is." And Litrix is like, yep, don't want to challenge him. Nope. Want none of that.
Broaden your horizons, Litrix. God damn it.
Gotta do better than eating popcorn during fights.
He does love popcorn.
The queen. Yeah, sorry.
What is the news on the war at the moment? Is anything shifted? Can you tell us anything?
Nothing much really has happened. We have managed to forge some alliances with the other sea tribes, luckily. The Sahagwin have been fairly quiet. We had some encounters with their patrols, but they seem for now to just still be gathering their troops and preparing.
Is that normal?
As are we. She shrugs and she says, well, I'm not even entirely sure what their end goal is, so it is hard to figure out what is normal. But I can assure you that they are planning something. And now, thanks to your help, we'll be a lot better prepared to deal with whatever they come up with.
Would you mind giving me a minute, Queen? I just need to discuss something with my party, if you don't mind.
she smiles and she says, "Of course. It is getting towards evening, and I hear your people need to sleep during the night, so we have prepared some lodgings for you, if that is all right."
Will there be a feast on tonight?
Of course there will. I've already instructed the cooks to get starting on it. And Litrix is like, "Oh," and he just like slowly, my queen, I have to go, and just sort of sneaks out towards presumably where the kitchens are. And
Litrix, I swear to God.
he likes food.
He
He
loves
can't help
food.
himself.
He's like you, but with food.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're being led to a nice room. You don't all get your own room because, they just straight up don't have that much space here. But you get led to a nice room. There are beds for everyone. It's, it's light, it's dry, it's very cozy actually. And you get told that they'll come and pick you up for the feast in about 2 hours, approximately.
Okay, well, that gives some people time to attune to things. That's good. The reason I didn't want to say this in front of the Queen was because I'm not really 100% sure on whether or not we should, but she did mention not knowing what the Hogwarts end goal was, and they have the other piece of the disc. I didn't really want to mention the disc in front of her, just in case, not everyone was on the same page with that. How do you suggest we go about this? Anyone any ideas?
We should kill the fishmen and take their piece. And then figure out what to do from there.
Yes, that was...
Stolgig with the master plan. How long did it take Stolgig to come up with that masterful plan?
He's been thinking about it the whole trip there.
Yeah, I figured.
I think that was always a part of the plan, but... Alright.
Oh.
It's just whether or not we tell the Queen about what we're doing. Why we're helping.
Well, if it's not necessary, then we don't need to tell her that.
I think the
She
less
might
people
be able
who
to help.
are aware of the disc, probably the better.
And if somebody will ask them, they will have no idea.
Maybe if we help fight this war with her, get the disc, help her win the war, maybe we could simply ask her of a favor and, in case we need it in the future against this god of theirs.
That seems a good approach to me.
All right.
Alright. Well,
Alright.
that's it then. I'm
So
gonna go eat
help
some
the
food.
lizard, help the lizards, beat up fish people, get disc, win, basically.
And she
pies.
still
Win-win.
does owe me us a little bit of a visit with a dragon that apparently they worship.
True.
One of which
True.
I'd like to have a conversation with. I can. Which I can, yes.
This wouldn't happen to be the same dragon.
No. Well, I'm actually curious to see whether or not it's actually a dragon at all. But as
Maybe
far
it's
as
a
I
dog.
know, these lizard folk seem to worship this dragon.
What's this dragon's name?
No idea.
It's a weird name.
Strange name
Never heard of him.
for a dragon.
I suppose we could always ask them what the name is.
Doesn't Litrix know?
I'm sure Litrix would know, and I'm sure I could probably speak to the Queen a little bit more. Or we could speak to the Queen a little bit more. See if we can really comprehend whether or not it's true.
Are there like guards or something outside of the door?
No, not at all.
Damn.
Well, guess, my man.
I just wanted to poke my head out and be like, hey, what's the name of the dragon?
I mean, you can like poke out and see if there's any lizard folk running around and ask them.
Let's do that.
Alright, you poke your head out, you see like two lizard people just carrying big trays of something covered, presumably food, just past your door. And they look at you.
Hey, friends. What's going on? Trying to hang out cool with these guys.
Mike.
They both like they look at each other, they say something in a tongue you don't understand, and they nod at you and they keep going.
Boy, I sure wish I knew what a dragon's name was. Ah.
I'm gonna pop my head out and speak in Draconic and be like, he wanted to ask about the dragon.
Okay, let me... Sorry. Because I'm not sure if they... there it is. Yeah, Draconic, okay, good. Just making sure. They look at you and... You're pretty sure they understood what you said, but they just shake their heads and they quickly walk away.
Did it look like they didn't want to reply?
I'm just gonna look at Stolgang and be like, these are lizard folk, sure are strange.
It looked like the question unsettled them.
I bet they
Made them
want
nervous.
the other piece. They ran on it. Don't trust the lizard people.
I mean, that's always good advice, right? They are running our government.
The queen's a lizard. Can't trust her. And she is in this game, that's what I'm talking about, obviously.
Duh. Where the hell is the thing? Alright. Do you just want to hang out and wait for the feast to start? Do you want to explore? Do you want to do anything?
I would like to open my big bag that I bought.
Alright. You
See what's there.
open your big bag and... Oh god, where did I write it down?
See how scammed I got.
Alright, you open it and out pops a wooden staff, like a long wooden staff that has very, very nice engravings of really beautiful flowers all around it. And if you spend some time to look at it, you realize that it is a staff of flowers. Which, what the staff of flowers does is it lets you make flowers. You can grow flowers with the staff.
Will grant us tactical advantage. Just have a quick question. Does the ration...
Yes.
The ration doesn't specify what kind of food it's got, right? It can be bread
No.
or anything, right?
It can be anything you want. Like, if you don't want it to have meat, then it doesn't have meat. If you...
I mean, if I have 2 hours to kill, would it be possible to brew bread with brew supplies to make it into a beer?
No, because it takes much longer than 2 hours to brew beer.
I would just maybe like set the thing and let it brew itself.
Okay, yeah, you can set it up.
right?
You can
It's a special recipe.
you can
Sure.
special dwarven recipe.
Yeah, exactly. Ancient.
Do what you need, man.
You can definitely start setting it up, and if you just let it go during the night, by the morning it might be ready to go.
You've never tried this before, I'm telling you.
Special dwarven recipe that you've never tried before. I'm not going to taste that ale.
It's not ale. It's beer.
Not ale.
Sorry.
Beer. Big difference. Even I know that.
I don't.
Well.
Who cares?
Okay. Yeah. After about 2 hours, Litrix comes in, and he seems very happy. Like he looks like he's been having a good time. And he says, "Well, are you all ready? Feast is there. Just hurry up before everyone else starts eating."
I don't even acknowledge him or say anything. I'm already running out the door.
he tries to make you trip over his tail by just moving it in the way.
Do I need a dex saving throw here?
Sure, give me a dex save.
Glorious.
Are you next to a paladin? Because it'll give you +2.
Yes.
You see it in time, and you easily just jump over it.
I'm gonna look at him as I'm running up and be like, I'm gonna eat all the carrot pie before you get there, man.
We don't even have carrot pie. I tried to teach them.
I brought some from town, you buffoon.
He comes barreling after you. He just full speed charges at you. No questions asked.
Too easy.
He's just right at you. And he's gonna hunt you down.
Young and impatient. And I will just slowly go to the kitchen.
Yeah. You follow those two bloody kids, and you come to a very nice open banquet hall. Again, obviously it has been, dug in the dirt, but they have made an effort to make everything look nice and pretty. And it feels like the entire tribe is there. There's just so many lizard folk all around, and you get seats of honors next to the queen, and opposite to the shaman that you are, really pissed off last time. He does not look happy about being here.
I'm just gonna hold my ale up at him a bit.
I would lean to Jannis and hey, what is this guy's problem?
Oh, that's the guy I bopped on the head for basically being a racist bastard, yeah.
A bit rude, but still seems right, yeah.
We basically got chopped out for me doing that, but hey, it was worth it. We're back. And now I'm, sitting next to his queen, drinking free ale and eating free food, so...
I hope he learned his lesson.
Probably not.
Yeah, there are, you sitting around multiple, obviously high-ranked lizard folk. The queen, the shaman. You were introduced to the war chief, and yeah, you all have a good time eating and chatting. Is there anything specific you want to talk about? Anything you want to ask the queen or any of the other people there that speak common?
What's the dragon's name?
My queen, I happened to notice a little earlier, one of my companions, Stolke, was trying to find out the name of the dragon that you spoke of, that we made a deal about having a little visit. And it seemed that some of the lizards here, if that's all right for me to call you that, seem a little unsettled by the question. Do you know why?
The queen starts to answer, but before she can get a word out, the shaman butts in And he says, well, of course, you can't just use his name like that. Especially not if you're an outsider.
Interesting.
You don't deserve to speak his name. And the
But I'm
queen
sure your
sort of
queen
like
does.
looks at him and she says, calm down, they've done us a great service. They are our guests here today. And I did promise them an audience with him. And he looks super pissed. Like, he is very obviously very unhappy about you getting to meet the dragon. But also he does, shut up. And the queen says, his name is Imber the Great. He came to us about a year ago.
About a year ago.
Yes.
Why did he come to you?
Well, he was sent by our god. And as it is customary, we take care of him. And make sure all his needs are met.
Does he ask this of you, or you just simply do it?
It is our duty as followers of our god.
What kind of
I
dragon
may
is
have
this?
been trying to find the bloody name of the god for the past 20 minutes, and I can't for the life of me find it. I'm very sorry.
No, that's fine.
She
I'm
would
sure we'll
tell
find
you.
it next time.
She would tell you it's a very common, like it's basically the patron god of lizardmen, of the lizard
Yeah.
folk.
What kind of dragon is this? Is it a black dragon, a white dragon? Is there anything you can give me, any sort of specific details?
She smiles and she says it would be impolite to speak too much about him behind his back. I think it would be much better for you to meet him. He is very wise and he has been a great boon for us.
I see if she is telling the truth.
Alright, give me an insight check.
Do you want guidance?
I don't even think guidance is gonna help, man. Not with that roll.
It is
Am I nearby on this conversation?
you're right next to them.
Oh, I
You're most-
100% would be inciting as well then.
yeah. Give me an insight check as well.
Nice.
Alright. Jannis, you are still struggling a lot with just reading the facial expression of the lizards because they are obviously very different from humans.
Mhm.
And you just can't get a read on her. Brother, she's definitely telling the truth, but you also get the feeling that at the same time she is scared of the dragon.
No.
But why do you think your god sent this dragon to you?
She smiles and she says, it is not up to us to question our god. Maybe he just sent us some aid in these trying times.
And has it helped?
Yes, for sure. He has been keeping the worst of the monsters in the marshes away from us, and he has given us breathing room to recover after the Sahagwin drove us out.
And the lands around this dragon, they haven't changed?
Not from what I can tell, no.
Good. Good.
And the shaman like looks at you and he's like, what are you implying? Do you think he would ever dare to harm us?
Maybe you should leave the big people conversation to me and your queen, Mr. Shaman.